Welcome to Froome car boot sale. Standerwick?
Oh my goodness.
Which one is it?
Standerwick.
I think it's the other. Anyway, so this
You think
one...
it's Sandalwick?
Sandal. I'm not having this discussion here. This one is open pretty much all year round, apart from Christmas time.
On the flip side, most of the winter it's terrible.
No, it's specific.
What?
Specific. So basically, I would say it's more home decor, vintage, like whatever's fashionable at the moment. You know, like broncade, antique, like just it's a vibe.
Anything we don't do as resellers, yeah?
No, yeah, you don't tend to get a huge amount of clothing, and if you do get clothing, I find that other resellers that dabble in anything else will pick it up if they see it.
Name names.
There's quite regular pickers here. My most favourite one is resold. Is it resold by Lou? Who's on Instagram? Or actually, I'll put her Instagram in the description in the box down below.
We've seen her a few times there, haven't we?
And she does clothing mainly, I do think, but she does all her like hauls on Instagram, and she's like a vibe. So we normally have to fight her for everything.
That's so true.
I hate seeing her hauls after she's been, and I'm like, oh, I missed that.
Why do we? We're watching it just to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
There's a couple cool t-shirts on here. Just to get into the video, a couple polo t-shirts, but they are mostly really used. And to be honest with you,
that's nice.
Like, yeah, there are a few nice bits, and there's another shirt there. But yeah, just
I think Ralph Lauren normal stuff is an overpopulated market on eBay, and
unless you're picking it up for £1 and you're going to sell it for 20 or 30, what's the point? Honestly,
and then you're down in the market anyway, so you just try to stay out of it.
Yeah, I agree. We used to do quite a lot of it, but it's just the market's vast, like you said.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of dealers here. You'll see, you can tell a dealer like a mile off. And
yeah, I saw this. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, you know, used to it. Austin saw this, a arcade machine. Yeah,
this was a kind of like a homemade jobby, but it's actually based, and they've got a big sticker on the screen which says Supreme Galloping Ghost, and Galloping Ghost Supreme are a skateboard or skate kind of clothes company, which obviously everyone knows now. It's kind of cool for people under 30, but basically that machine was kind of a knockoff, if you want, of a machine that Supreme made. The real one is kind of white and red, and it's a lot cooler. But the guy wanted like, how much do they want for that?
80.
Like, it was a homemade job as well, which was terrible.
This on the floor here as well, if you spies it. That's a nice little vintage Micro Machines camper van. We only pick these up at the moment if they have cars in, because the cars, I find, is where the real money is. Yeah. Or if you've got a massive bundle.
Yeah, we did like a bag of cars once, didn't we? For a lot.
Yeah, I think 80 quid we did a bag of cars for.
So the cars where the money's at with that stuff. I'm not saying you can't make money on the vehicles, but they're just big and awkward, and to be quite frank, usually beaten as well.
As you can see, there's a lot of humans there looking at the bottom of Pottery. I just haven't got time for that. I
don't know about that, to be really honest.
I find it really interesting if you look at that clip. I might take that clip out and put it on Instagram. Just everyone looking at the bottom of Pottery. There's Pottery.
Pottery, is that a new category of pots? Pottery.
Yeah,
it's a Pottery.
It's the most desired of all the.
This is like the maddest house clearance van. Every time you kind of come to Froome, this is like where it's at.
Where is that?
There's me picking up. Oh yeah, this was cool. We picked this one up.
It's quite a nice lamp actually next to you as well.
Yeah, it is actually. I know what you mean. Okay, yeah, it is actually very nice. The things you miss. Yeah. So anyway, this bag, Russell and Bromley, all black leather, really nice condition. Russell and Bromley is quite an expensive brand as regards kind of high-end high street. Retail on this, Bethany, please?
I'll put it in here in a little cutaway.
Retail though.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. Is that all right?
No, it's not. I need answers. But resale then, give me an idea.
To be honest, I was looking at them very briefly, and that's a large leather tote, and they sit between, I don't know, 125, 150.
Cool.
I'm putting ours up for 100 because, well, we pay £2, and I don't particularly like having Russell and Bromley in my shop. I know that sounds a bit like
no, but if you that's fair.
They make really nice stuff, but it's just not high end enough for my liking. So I will pick it up, but I like to get it. I like to flip it fast and get it to someone who's going to use it.
And if I'm honest, when you put £2 into it, you know, even selling for like even selling for £15 or £20, you got 10 times your money there.
Yeah.
You know, it's good percentage. That's what I'm trying to get at. Also, I just picked up some sunglasses. Always check sunglasses, guys. We got another video coming in the next few days where we've picked up some sunglasses, and yeah, just a really good market no one really bothers with.
We've gone inside now. Froome is based in a like cattle market.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just going to check now. This is a knockoff Louis Vuitton handbag, and I just threw it back. So yeah, just going to add that one in. Sorry.
Thank you for your interjection there. It's in, so sometimes when it's raining, they'll put it inside. It's mostly outside, to be honest with you. I actually prefer it when it's outside. St. Michael's velvet jacket there, blazer. They do nice money. Not for us, but they do nice money. These Doc Martens, nice purple, like grape purple. Small size though, probably a size 3 by just using my eyesight.
They look like older as well, no?
They are older. They're made in England.
Yeah.
They are still toe cap. My only issue with them is the wear. To be honest with you, when they're black or the oxblood cherry colour, you can sort of spruce them up a bit and make them look, you know, worn but like nice.
Yeah.
When they're a colour, it's hard. It's hard work, and there's still lots of profit in it. She wanted £15, and there is still
15,
there is still profit in it for that. It's just that I'm trying to be a bit more selective at the moment. But if I wasn't, I would have probably picked him up. Let's face it. Because Dr. Martens always sell no matter the condition, because some people like a bit of a more worn Doc Marten.
Do you know what? Not just the boots, but in general, we've had some sales this week with Dr. Marten shoes, and they can be the most random looking shoes, not even Dr. Marten-esque necessarily, and this brand sells. It sells. So anytime you see any shoes in that brand, and the majority is boots, or kind of the classic kind of what are the shoes called, the kind of like the Oxford style shoes, you know.
Yeah.
But they do sell constantly and fast too.
I just saw some top trumps as well. If you ever see top trumps, you should watch. Was it Master of Pieces?
Oh yeah.
He's a Cardiffian.
A fellow Cardiffian, yeah.
A fellow Cardiff. I'm not from Cardiff.
I'm from Cardiff, by the way, if anyone was wondering.
He like gets them graded and stuff. It's very fascinating. Anyway, he has some smash hits ones the other day from the 2000s, which I have somewhere in my house. And he sold them for 40 quid. Top trumps for 40 quid.
And we were like, we have them. We didn't know. But they were just cool because they were kind of from your musical celeb era.
Yeah.
No?
The days of Eminem and
A1.
A1. I love A1.
See, there's some cool stuff. That's not for us, obviously, but like I've just gone past it totally, but like the horsey stuff, what do you call it? Equestrian. Or horsey, if you're asking. That probably goes for good money, but once again, something we don't know about.
It'd be interesting, actually, I can't learn everything. I haven't got the brain capacity.
And to be fair, we're always learning within what we're doing still. Like, I think anyone who's not is kind of, I mean, you're going backwards, aren't you? But I do know that I don't want those dog beds. Nothing against the chap with the dog beds, but we don't have a dog, so we definitely don't need those. Although if it was down to our little one, we would have a wiener dog, as she calls it.
We always do boot sales more than once. I mean, in terms of we walk around. We do an initial first round, then we do a second round, and then it depends how fast Resold by Lou's going, and then we'll do a third round.
If we're chasing you round, yeah.
No. On that rail there, I'm going to look at it now. Look, there I am.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. There is some Marks & Spencer's cashmere. It's pure cashmere, and it's actually quite tasteful. You can see it's like grey and pink there. My only issue with buying cashmere at a boot sale, and to be honest with you, I would tell anyone to pick up cashmere from a boot sale, but looking for holes and flaws and stuff isn't my best quality. I normally leave that to Austin, and cashmere is obviously going to always be the worst for it.
And you know the worst bit? Sorry to interrupt you, but the worst bit is because they have so many different seams and edges, and it's very hard sometimes. Even the smallest of blemish can knock it from like.
That's what Austin's looking at now is I'll insert it in now. is a copy of an Izzy Mizuaki bag. We have one in stock at the moment, but I'll try and show you the gold one so you can see what you're looking for there.
They're called bao baos.
Bao baos. And then we pick up in this little tote, we pick up some Cortezes, Nike Cortezes. These ones, if you're familiar with the shoe, if not, I'll insert some pictures somewhere around here. The lip of the toe box there, it's got an extra piece of rubber, and they're sort of 2016 limited edition sort of takes on the original 1972. Cortezes sell really well. The white ones, there's some listed for 200, for example, but they were also the shoe that Forrest Gump wears in the Forrest Gump movie, red, blue, and white.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And they always sell really well. I would say they sell as well as like Nike Air Force Ones, just because they're something that Nike always produce, and they're sort of like a little cult shoe. It's not big money, but you're always going to sell through.
No, you make a good point. And because I think people are naturally, everyone's like, oh, white Air Force Ones, black Air Force Ones, any Air Force Ones sell. The problem is Cortez, maybe you went into them personally, or you weren't kind of, I don't know, maybe it wasn't part of your thing when they were re-released. But because they're a shoe which is a little bit more, I don't know, lesser known than Air Force One, I think people discount them. Yeah. But don't. They're slept on big time. You should, if you see some grabs, if they're cheap enough, grab them.
We also saw some recently. They're called the Jewel ones, and they have like a small swoosh
yeah,
on Nike swoosh on the side, and they sell upwards of they can sell upwards of £50.
Yeah.
For the older ones.
And truthfully, they weren't great condition, and the buyer was over the moon with them because they were, I think, from 2010 or 12 or something.
Yeah, ours was slightly yellow, but you can get older ones that obviously go for really good money. As you can see, there's a lot of vintage decor, a lot of antique-y stuff, is what I call it. I'm really into it personally. I've actually never delved into selling it, but my home is absolutely filled with it. I say my home, we share a home. It's our home.
It's our home. But the decor is down to Bethany, so as regards the
in-house
home decor,
interior designer.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for more than that, can you?
Mm-hmm. I can do freelance work for you.
Hell. No, it's not.
That's really mean.
No, it's not.
So hurtful.
I'm playing. I'm not really. No, I am. I actually love our house. I love what you do with the house. If I didn't, I think you know by now, I'd probably say I hate it with a passion you can only dream of.
I'm really into like 1970s, 80s, Miami Vice.
But that does change on a regular.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it
totally
never changes.
Does. No?
I take that and then add like a spoonful of Scarface, a dash of antique wood, and a nice helping of kitsch.
At this point, people listening are either scared or probably vomiting at this point, so I think we'll leave that there.
You can follow my personal Instagram for my interior tips and tricks.
Or perhaps you maybe won't want to. No, go and do it. Anyway, right, back to the video. Here we have an overcoat. It was, I think, cashmere. What are you looking at me funny for? Cashmere and wool blend. It's from a decent high-end high street company. Charles, I'm not going to pronounce the second name because I don't deal with a lot and I can't pronounce it. They do sell well. You can get maybe 80, maybe just under 60.
I'll put comps in here.
Yeah, that was like a challenging comp, like I was telling lies. No, there'll be comps and I will be proved 100% correct. The only issue was when I asked about it, anytime you ask a house clearance chap or lady, chapette, if you will, what would you like for this? They look you gone off and they're like, okay, so this must be worth something. And at that point, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. It was too much. Why I'm looking in pockets now, I'm not looking for spare change. I'm looking for to
help you buy it.
Yeah, to make me buy it. No, it's the content of the coat. Usually in those coats or those blazers, you'll find the kind of nylon, cashmere, etc., etc. This was woolen cashmere, which is a really nice jacket, but a coat. But no, when I asked, he was too much. He just took too long thinking about it, and you lost my attention. Then I'm a bit like that.
He's fickle.
Fickle, that's a good word. I can think of another few words, but I'll take fickle. It's probably the easiest way to go with.
I also really, to be honest, I do most of the photographing and listing, and that really doesn't float my listing boat.
Yeah, you are like that, man. You do like there's some things you
I'm
literally
a fair
enjoy.
weather lister.
You are.
Yeah.
Like and you would you prefer? Would you say you would prefer hard goods? When I say hard goods, I mean like a handbag or a purse or
to photograph
sunglasses.
I do, but I prefer selling clothes. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find
we've actually.
Oh, we're in Cheddar now.
We're in
Hello.
Cheddar.
Woo.
There you go.
Cheddar is not world famous, but it's sort of like the biggest.
I doubt it's well famous.
Boot sale in the southwest. I was sorry.
So to the left of the picture now, that green field is usually filled with cars right through the summer. It's winter. Well, it's not winter time at all. I'm lying. It's springtime, but
I keep saying it's winter.
Yeah, it feels like
really.
that. It looks like that, to be quite frank. But at the moment, it's just on the hard stand, kind of the concrete area, which is a lot smaller and a lot less fruitful, if I'm being truthful. But we enjoy walking around and kind of trying to pick things up anyway. So we're kind of taking you along for the ride.
Sorry in advance.
I apologise profusely. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments that you hate the footage and us, but that's okay too. Freedom of speech and all that. What do we have here?
Some things.
Oh, so is that a mirror? No, that wasn't a mirror, was it?
No. Oh God, it's really
What?
I don't know.
Spit it out.
I have nothing to say. There's some brassware there.
Yeah, a lot of brassware.
Brassware sells really well, actually. I've seen a couple of the Instagram. If you're not following every single Instagram reseller, then you're really missing out on life. I've seen them recently. I say recently, it's probably about a year ago, probably. Some brass like herons and things like that, like 1970s, mid-century modern again, and they've been selling really well for some of these resellers on Instagram. So it's probably worth a rummage. It's not my wheelhouse. And like I said, it doesn't float my reselling boat, if you will. So we don't tend to delve through that, do we? We probably should start.
And do you know what? I think the problem is I'm always telling people research, learn. But if I'm honest, I don't do it enough. There was an Armani polo shirt there as well, which I didn't want because it was really faded. But we don't do it enough for other things. And I think because we do... When you say you're a clothing reseller, people think that you pick up clothes. There is so much involved in that.
No, there's so many niches within
you add accessories and kind of bags and all other kind of parts of that to it. Then the brands. Then it's just a lot anyway. So I think, not that there's not enough time. We could for sure. But I think you have to be interested in, because obviously we started our careers doing this. Not just reselling it, but obviously working with and for the companies as well. It's kind of what's kind of ingrained in us. Would you agree?
I've got Gucci running through my veins.
Yeah, but if anyone didn't know, Bethany worked for Gucci for a number of years. We worked for loads of different luxury companies. We'll do a video if anyone's interested, but I would say go and check our BS Luxury channel and see our videos on there to give you more of kind of that kind of content.
Or Instagram, actually.
Or Instagram, yeah.
I'm currently branding it, though, so it hasn't got as much content as it normally would.
Yeah, you've kind of stripped it a lot of it off, haven't you?
I've stripped it all off because I'm making it look pretty at the moment.
All the YouTube videos are still there, though.
Yes.
And once again, like I said, we work for companies like Jimmy Choo, Christian Dior, Gucci, Mulberry, loads of different ones I haven't even mentioned, Vivienne Westwood. Yeah, so go and check those out because they are helpful if you're looking to kind of, well, further your knowledge, I guess, as well, in the kind of stuff we talk about. There's some boots.
It looks so interesting, though. Like, it doesn't matter what it is at these boot sales. It just looks interesting.
Don't you find some people either who enjoy going to boot sales or you don't? There's no in between. There's not like, oh, I'll go and have a little wander. People either really enjoy them and get involved, even if you're not a reseller.
See, we watch a lot of Chatty Pete, for example, and he just doesn't do boot sales.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
Maybe we should ask him.
We should collab and do a taking Chatty Pete.
Chatty at the boots.
Yeah, Chatty at the boots.
Yeah, maybe it's not the season. I don't know. So this place as well has a lot of like market stores. I don't know if we've mentioned this already.
Market.
So especially this time of year. So I just think if they can get a spot for a few pounds, they just come and try and sell.
This is nice.
Anything.
It's very like flea market, Broncady coming up.
Oh yeah, that is
nice. The
nice.
prices are obviously a bit heavier because of that. They're aiming to end customer, not the middleman, e.g. us Midlands. But it's nice stuff if you're interested in sort of like that more rusticy, Broncady vibe.
Which is kind of very in at the moment, in the kind of like country chic almost.
Yeah,
without being too country.
in here. This is a good little one.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So this is a vintage South Park cap. It's around mid-90s to late 90s. Obviously, the South Park was really popular then when it came out, and I guess to some degree it still is now. These go, this was literally £1 or so, but these go for anything between 35 and 40, mostly on Depop. You can sell it on eBay, but to be really honest, this is like the core demographic of what I would say a Depopper would be.
I put the comps up now.
Cool.
Instead of a haul, we're going to comps in the middle of this one, just you know.
I think it's easier watching for a boot sale.
So you don't have to see my face as much.
No, but I think if you're doing a haul from like a charity shop, there's more information. But with these, we can talk a little bit more freely and
I think there's more entertainment value on people watching boot sales as opposed to actual the like hardcore reselling. You know, tips.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
tricks.
Because it feels more like a walkthrough. Like with a charity shop, you walk into it, you do one rail, you move to the next. This is a whole kind of like, I don't know, it's like a walkthrough.
Yeah. Inside's way more marketing, way more marketing.
There's quite a high percentage of like you said, not only market stores, but like, do you know what? I won't comment exactly, but there's a lot of merchandise which is questionable either where it's from or where the authenticity also.
And that's okay. That's your hustle. It's not our hustle.
Nothing to do with us, but yeah, we move on.
And you get a lot of like food, beverages, drinks, toys. You know, the Squishmallows are cool in there. Did you see that little human running?
That's our little human, by the way, in the cream. And as soon as she sees anything to do with Squishmallows or large, furry kind of, I don't even call them animals, she is there. Oh, someone's dropped something. I think by here as well, I have a quick look because I spotted, maybe I didn't.
Over here,
yes, I did.
Superstars.
I saw some Adidas Superstars which should come into shop pretty soon.
There they are.
There they are. They were really nice. They were white and black suede. The only thing with suede is the white, when you put them in the wash, which this person have done, which you should never do with suede, just to clarify, the white looks great, but the suede looks dead.
It goes a bit like bobbly almost, doesn't it?
And it just loses colour. It looks like a faded black t-shirt then, so it's just pointless. They wanted, I think, £5 or £6 as well, which
isn't bad for the Superstars.
If they're okay.
Yeah.
But they weren't, so we moved. And once again, I find with this one, inside specifically, people are still, this has been open for hours at this point, and people are still kind of starting to open and set up, which is kind of annoying.
It's more casual in the winter. In the summer, it's like 6 a.m. and everyone's there.
Yeah, that's so true. And they're kind of in your boots going through everything.
House clearancey again.
Oh, yeah, I tried, if you ever see, like, I mean, they weren't at all, but like the Timberland version of those, or even the Sebagos.
Yeah, Sebagos.
Or there's quite a few brands which go for boat shoes, but they go really quick and you get really good prices.
In the summer, especially.
Between 50 and 100, depending on your shoe.
Yeah, I got a couple actually to list.
There you go. Anyone who says death pile anymore, where I'm over that, I'm like almost like death storage container. We have so much stuff.
However, someone put shopping with Sophie or shopping by Sophie on Instagram. Can you tell I like Instagram?
We love Instagram.
She put up a post the other day that said a death pile was a privilege. She was a repost, and it is. I feel very privileged to have so many unlisted items. However, I also hate myself at the same time. You can be both privileged and disgusted in your behaviour.
Slightly strong, but I do get what you're saying. I think it's just like, I think that it's the nature of the beast. We always pick things up. This whole store was, they weren't authentic, let's put it that way, and there was a lot of them going on.
Yes.
You know, so we just quickly move on.
But it's good to show you that if something seems a little bit too good to be true, and there are a lot of too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true.
Or true, but they really shouldn't be true.
Yeah, if that makes
untrue as the case may be.
Untrue.
Yeah. And once again, like Bethany said, there's a lot of market stuff. There's a lot of, like, this is a classic example.
There's a lot of too true there.
Yeah, too true.
Too true.
And I think coming up on the left now is a lot of untrue, which we spotted in, if you watched our Bristol boot sale, very similar kind of thing.
It's actually, I think it's the same stall from the Bristol one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's a lot of super dry. Let's just say that.
And once again, you know, we deal with as high-end clothes as we can. We also deal with high-end high street. And to be honest, we deal with everyday stuff if there's money to be made. But one thing we obviously stay away from is anything which is remotely shady. You know.
Or anything that is non-authentic.
Yeah, not because we're preaching about or anything, but I just think in life that's kind of a cool rule to live by. No,
If it's illegal, don't get involved.
just stay away. There's other ways to do your thing. So now we're going to take you next door, which seems really random because there's kind of in between that what you just saw and the outside. That's a killer jacket, by the way. That's a Kawasaki vintage that lady was just wearing. Probably about 100 quid on Depop. Come on, you want to go in there. So this is basically, what would you call this?
I call it an inside market, flea market vibe. Basically they have they're all sectioned off. Some of them are closed, I don't know why. But they're all sectioned off into compartments, and then one person owns how many they want.
Cool chair.
I do find a lot with these ones. I don't know if it's so much. We don't tend to come in here a lot, but a lot of them pick from the boots and then put them in here when that sort of defeats the object.
It's almost like storage. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Those stools are really nice. The yellow stools.
Which ones?
They were just out of shot there.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, there they are. Look, I'm
you're pointing at them. Okay, cool.
Because they're really cute. I like them. Deck chairs and things, they all sell really well coming into summer. George Ross is the best for that. I think he's a deck chair expert, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He loves a good deck, and also what do you call them? Not deck chairs.
The sunscreens,
Yes.
If you want any information on that, he's your man.
Specifically 70s and stuff like that sells at the moment.
Yeah, vintage kitschy. I love trolls.
They were kind of old school trolls. We found out something the other day as well. We were watching a video from someone else, and someone said, "What was the brand?"
Master of Pieces.
Yeah, what was the brand? Ross or Russ?
Russ. They make soft toys now.
Okay, but they were the OG kind of original troll makers.
I haven't looked that up, so I don't know how true that is. That poor woman's being
I'm probably giving you advice which is totally wrong. So please Google before applying it.
He's quite knowledgeable though.
Yeah, he is.
So it's all divided up, and then each booth has sort of a vibe.
This is the American kind of when they have booths in
flea markets.
Yeah,
they call them flea markets.
Some are manned, some aren't. Some are just total
I
wrecks.
don't know how you pay though.
I don't know either. So this one on the left, I don't know if I get any footage of it, but no. But they had the cloth up. They had everything from old school Polly Pockets right through to kind of action men.
Oh, if anyone wants to know, I hardcore collect Polly Pockets. I will do a video on it. I might do a video today actually.
That's really... Or maybe pop it on Instagram.
Yeah, I've got boxes and boxes of Polly Pockets. And
old ones.
I only buy ones that I find in the wild. I refuse to buy them off eBay or anything. I like finding them. It's my pure joy.
What's the best one you have? Oh, I tell you, I know the best one.
I've got one that's still in its blister packaging that I found in a charity shop in Trowbridge. I paid £10 and the eBay worth at the moment is sitting at about 650.
Yeah, it's literally what it's packaged away.
It's Grail, that's Grail. And I got
we should
two
get that
boxed
graded,
one as well.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I got two boxed ones that I found at a boot sale near Yeovil. I paid £8 each for those. They haven't got the inside plastic. They're just loose in the box, but they've got the box.
Just the last thing I'll say on Polly Pockets as well, because if you're not interested in Polly Pockets, because we are a luxury channel, it's probably boring you. We were at Marksbury boot sale once, and as we're walking up, there was a guy with what would be called a larger than an IKEA bag, almost a black bag full of Polly Pockets. And as we're going, and I was like, "Oh," he said, "Oh, sorry, I've just got those." He paid £5.
It was an IKEA bag.
For an bigger than an IKEA bag, I think it was.
I don't know why you bring it up, really, because it really hurts.
It hurts your soul?
Yeah.
He took the whole thing for £5. That has to be one of the most hurtful things that ever gone on in the boot sale.
I will never resell a Polly Pocket as long as I live on this earth.
For that reason?
No, because I collect them. I love them so much.
Okay, as regards the Polly Pockets, we'll finish there. And I think the video's coming to the end now because we're walking away. A bit like Craig David.
That's cheddar. It'd be interesting to compare cheddar now to in the summer.
Oh, that would be a really good thing to do. Yeah, you're right.
And obviously, when we start Marksbury in May, I believe it is, Muffin. I call her Muffin, but I don't actually know what her real name is. But on Instagram, I'll tag her down below too. That's her local. So I'm gonna force
Muffin Flips on Instagram.
No, I think so. I can't remember, but I'm gonna force her to come on the channel as well.
That sounds forceful, but we'll give it a whirl. Sneak attack.
So it'd be cool to get other resellers in them and stuff like that, though.